How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to my channel, The Cosmic Wonder, where we talk about all things Marvel and all things relating to the MCU. Now, although Phase 4 got pushed back due to the coronavirus, that doesn't mean that Marvel Studios hasn't been working this whole entire time. In fact, they've been working and editing remotely for pretty much the entire time that the projects were put to a halt. And this whole entire time that Marvel Studios was still working, leaks have been coming out. And we've talked about a lot of those leaks on my channel, including characters that have been confirmed or rumored to be coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Phase 4, Phase 5, and beyond. But there are actually a lot of characters, new characters, that are coming to the MCU in Phase 4. So, in this video, we're going to go over every single new character coming to Phase 4, both confirmed and rumored. So, if you enjoy Marvel and the MCU, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on everything happening. Also, so you can enter this week's giveaway for a chance to win a Wolverine Funko Pop. All you have to do to enter, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment about the video down below. So there are already a ton of characters that are confirmed for Phase 4, characters that we already know like Red Guardian, Yelena Belova, Black Knight of the Eternals. So we're going to go over those characters relatively quickly so we can get to the main characters like Nova and Namor and a lot of other awesome characters. So, we'll start it off with Black Widow, the first movie that is supposed to be coming to us in Phase 4. Obviously, Natasha is returning for this Black Widow film, but she's bringing with her her family. Yelena Belova, her sister of the Red Room and another Black Widow, Alexei Shostakov, aka Red Guardian, aka the Captain America of Russia, and Melina Vostokov, who is also Iron Maiden from the comics, and we also saw a glimpse at her Iron Maiden mask in one of the trailers for Black Widow. And then, of course, she is going to be bringing a villain with her, Taskmaster. The villain who can copy and execute an opponent's skills in fighting just by looking at them, which is why we see him rocking a shield, having claws like Black Panther, and moving like Spider-Man sometimes. And then we have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We know that US agent John Walker is going to be making his MCU debut as the new Captain America. But sadly, he's going to actually be controlled by Thunderbolt Ross, who is expected to be Red Hulk in this show. And then we have a really big rumor that Wolverine could possibly show up or be teased in this show as well. We have seen leaked photos of a logo on the back of a biker gang's jacket that looks an awful lot like Wolverine's villain, Ogun. And then we move on to the Eternals, in which all of the cast is pretty much new to the MCU. Every main character, including the Eternals, the Deviants, and Black Knight, will be new to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Most of the Eternals have one or two specific abilities that are very special and unique to them, but they all share a group of abilities, including superhuman strength, speed, agility, and they're basically immortal. And as far as Black Knight is concerned, he has a little bit of magical abilities, but is an expert swordsman in the fact that he can keep up with Captain America and even Wolverine. And then we have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And this is really exciting because some mutants are reported to be in this film. Of course, Shang-Chi himself is an exciting new character coming to the MCU, and we also have the real and true Mandarin coming, not the Mandarin from Iron Man 3 who was fake. But besides Shang-Chi actually entering the MCU, the biggest thing about this film is that there are rumors that Omega Red and possibly Psylocke are going to be making their debut in this film as well. We know that in the film there's going to be a tournament to compete for the 10 rings, and apparently in that tournament there's going to be quite a handful of mutants, and Psylocke and Omega Red are rumored to be two of them. And then we have quite possibly the biggest film of Phase 4, Doctor Strange 2, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now truly the possibilities for this film are limitless. You have Doctor Strange who can explore different realities and different dimensions, plus we have the multiverse opening up as well. And there are just so many characters that Marvel could easily put into this film. It's been confirmed that Mordo is going to be returning. He has his unfinished business to deal with from Doctor Strange 1. But then we have some really big rumors, one of which being that Mephisto could be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We know that Multiverse of Madness is going to be somewhat of a horror film, and that it's going to deal with some demons, and what better character to have than a demon from hell himself, Mephisto. And speaking of characters who are connected to hell, Ghost Rider is apparently supposed to make a debut in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as well, connecting with both the mystic side and the demonic side of the film. And to top it all off, we even have a report from Mikey Sutton that Doctor Strange is going to form the Illuminati in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And depending on which direction Marvel would want to go in, this would introduce several new characters. The original lineup including Iron Man, who of course won't be in the film because Iron Man is gone for some time now. Doctor Strange, of course, Black Bolt, the King of the Inhumans, Namor the Submariner, Professor Xavier of the X-Men, and Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four. So if the Illuminati is introduced and Marvel sticks true even just a little bit to this original Illuminati lineup, we could be getting Professor Xavier, Mr. Fantastic, and Namor. I don't, however, think that they'll bring the Inhumans in. And let's not forget that before the director changed for the film, the old director and the previous writers have said that Nightmare is supposed to be the main villain of this film, but we'll have to wait and see. Then we have the WandaVision series, who are going to bring in a few new characters that are confirmed as well, and some rumored. We know that Agatha Harkness is going to be in the WandaVision series. She is a Salem witch who has played a very big role in the Marvel Comics universe, taking care of Wanda, helping her develop her powers, and also taking care of Franklin Richards, the son of Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, and Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. And she's going to be played by Catherine Hahn in the series. And thanks to a leaked audition tape for the WandaVision series, we seemingly know that Quicksilver is going to be making his return. But whether or not that is permanent, we'll have to wait and see. And much like with Doctor Strange, Mephisto is rumored to be in this series as well. And then we have the Loki series, which is going to have a lot bigger impact to the MCU than people actually think. We already know, and it's confirmed, that Loki is going to introduce the TVA, the Time Variance Authority. And their job is to literally monitor different timelines and different universes to make sure they're not threatening the other ones. When one of the universes or somebody from one of the universes is threatening another timeline or universe, their job is to destroy it. But it's been reported by a couple of different insiders that Kang the Conqueror is going to make his MCU debut in the Loki series, which makes perfect sense because Loki is going to deal with time travel in different universes, Kang's specialty, and also the TVA has fought Kang a few different times in the comics as well. They've never been able to stop him though. And then we have Captain Marvel 2, which isn't necessarily a part of Phase 4 yet, but they haven't announced it to be in Phase 5 as well. So we'll put it with Phase 4 because it's not coming too long after. But there's a report from Mikey Sutton that Rogue is going to be the main villain of Captain Marvel 2. She is a classic foe to Captain Marvel in the comics, and apparently the MCU is also going to explore her relationship with Gambit. So if Rogue pops up in Captain Marvel 2, Gambit might as well, and if he doesn't in Captain Marvel 2, he probably will not too long after. Then we have the Hawkeye series, who of course is going to bring Kate Bishop to the MCU. She will assume the new role of Hawkeye, but that may not be all because the character Firestar has been reported to be coming to the MCU, and a lot of people think that she could make an appearance in the Hawkeye series. And then we have another movie that's not necessarily Phase 4, but hasn't exactly been announced for Phase 5 yet. But we have a release date and it's not coming too long after Phase 4, so we'll include it, and that is Black Panther 2. Now we have a couple of big reports here. One, of course, being that Namor will make his Marvel Cinematic Universe debut in Black Panther 2. And given his connection to Wakanda from the comics and the conflict that they typically have with each other, this just makes perfect sense. Not to mention, there has been a few Namor Easter eggs in the MCU. But then we got another interesting report. A report from the Twitter account Roger Wardell said that Wolverine is going to get his combat nanosuit thanks to Shuri and Antarctic Vibranium, implying that Wolverine could start to be referenced in the MCU as early on as Black Panther 2, although I don't think he'll make his debut in Black Panther 2. But then we have Thor: Love and Thunder, where we'll be getting Jane Foster as Thor. And of course, this was confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con. Lady Thor is coming, and a lot of people seem to think that the main villain that Christian Bale is going to be playing is Gore the God Butcher. But that is not confirmed yet. Another rumor is that Taika Waititi has been teasing the Silver Surfer to appear in Thor: Love and Thunder as well. We know that Thor: Love and Thunder is going to explore the cosmic side of the MCU, and we know that Galactus is eventually going to be the main big bad of the MCU as well. So the Silver Surfer will be arriving eventually, and a lot of people think that Taika Waititi has actually teased this recently. And then we have Nova. Now Nova was actually supposed to be in Avengers Infinity War. Instead of Thor telling the Guardians of the Galaxy that Thanos decimated Xandar, they were were actually going to show that scene. And in that scene, we would have saw Nova get sent to Earth to warn the Avengers about Thanos, not the Hulk. Now, unfortunately, that scene was cut, but Kevin Feige has stated many times that Nova is coming to the MCU at some point, and it's widely speculated that Nova will make his MCU debut in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And unfortunately, we don't really know which phase Guardians 3 is going to be in yet, but here's hoping that we see Nova in Phase 4. Now, of course, we did have some other shows officially announced by Marvel. One of those being Moon Knight, which could have a bigger connection to the MCU than you might think. It looks like the Midnight Suns are going to be coming to the MCU, and that team consists of Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, and Blade. Now, Blade isn't Phase 4, but he will be coming not too long after Phase 4. And hopefully in Phase 5 we get a Midnight Suns team. Then, of course, we had She-Hulk announced for Disney+. The character Jennifer Walters will be making her MCU debut, and then we will officially have 2 Hulks in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And last but definitely not least, Kamala Khan is coming to the MCU, as Marvel has already announced a Miss Marvel Disney Plus show. And it's actually rumored that with her could come a very weird inclusion of the Inhumans. According to a rumor, the Inhumans will be a TV show that is constantly going to be playing in the background of Miss Marvel, which is kind of an odd thing to do, but if that is a part of Marvel's plans, that kind of means they're in the MCU, even if it is as a TV show. So that's a list of all the characters who are rumored and confirmed to be coming in Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which one of these characters are you most excited to see in Phase 4, and have you heard any rumors about any other different characters that could possibly come in Phase 4 as well? So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things relating to the MCU. For live updates, you can follow me on Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.